Oh, g'day, blokes and Sheilas. It's Matty Boombaddy from Smash Tokyo Toys, and I'm here with my first ever crap toy talk. Now, I'm not going to talk to you about crap toys, although there will be some crap toys thrown in, but I'm going to give you some crap videos because I don't know shit about making videos. I live in Australia, I live an awesome life, but at one point, I was part of the toy scene way, way back in the golden age of designer toys. Now, what the flip is the golden age of designer toys, I hear you say? Well, let me bring you up to speed. Way, 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 way back in the 90s, an absolute bloody beauty legend named Frank Kozik came up with this idea. And he said, I'm going to give up on the rock and roll industry and I'm going to make some bloody awesome art toys. And everyone said, holy shit, Frank, don't do that. You're a legend in the bloody rock and roll industry. Why would you throw it all away for art toys? And he said, fuck you, I'm going to do it anyway. Which is bloody bonza. Because way, 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 way on the other side of the world, there was this young dude named Matty Boombaddy, who was the manager of one of the biggest friggin' vintage toy stores here in Brisbane. And I was reading all about it. This is like way back when the internet was just first starting. And I'm reading all about it and I'm thinking, fucking hell, this guy is amazing. I love this guy. And you know what? Everyone was laughing at him. But I was reading up all about the way he ran a business. And he was a legend. So I was like, go for it, man. And while that was happening, I was talking to all these guys and all these gronks who hung out in the toy store about making a toy line. Well, nobody knew bloody hell anything about making toys in Australia. So I got online, started talking to some people in America. And you know what? They all told me to fuck off because it was secret wizard toy business. And they didn't give a shit about us Australians. So I went, can't believe they said that to me. So I got online and I Googled Chinese toy factories. And wouldn't you bloody know it, there's millions of them. So I contacted them and suddenly got inundated with people wanting to make my toy. So I set it all up, sold off my entire G1, G2, G whatever Transformers toys, went to the bank, got a bank loan, and bloody stoned the crows, there's my toy. Got it, did it. And it was probably the worst thing I ever did. Lost thousands and thousands of dollars. My wife left me. My friggin' kids hated me. Had a mental breakdown. It's terrible. Everyone on the internet thought I was a lunatic. I bloody was a lunatic. It's great. So, jump forward a couple of years later. Went to Japan, met a whole bunch of people, and made another toy line. 8 robots. They were fucking amazing. You should have seen them. Guess what? They bombed too. I learnt that nothing I did was ever going to matter. I was told it. I was told by the biggest CEOs of the biggest designer companies in the world that as an Australian, nothing I did would ever matter. I would always fail. And I went, oh, great. Fuck. What am I doing? So I spent the next 10 years traveling around the world, went to probably 13 Chinese toy factories, learned everything there was to know about tooling toys, marketing toys, everything. I'm literally an expert on toys now. And you know what I learned? I don't know sweet fucking Fanny Adams about toys. I don't know anything. I don't know anything about marketing. I don't know anything about design. And I should just give up. So I bloody did. I gave up. But you know what? Over the last decade, hundreds of men and women come to me for advice because I'm an expert on what can go wrong with your toys. So it's great. So now I have a whole bank account with 100 grand in it, and I use that money to travel all around the world like the Incredible Hulk, solving people's problems. And it's cool. So apart from that, people tell me, Jesus Christ, Matty, you talk just like Steve Irwin. You should do some videos. And I went, yeah, stone the crows, flat out like a lizard drinking. I can do that. So here I am, and I'm going to talk to you about toys. So here in Australia, every 2 months, here in Brisbane, where I live, which is the capital of Queensland, in case you didn't know, we have this amazing toy event called James's Old Toys Toy Swap. And we have about 60 sites where people sell vintage toys from not just the 90s, that's not vintage, bloody hell, from the 60s onwards. And it's like a proper swap meet. You can go and say, hey man, if you like that, I'll swap it for this. Yeah, sure, man. Whatever you reckon, bloody. Good one, copper. So it's great, except for sometimes you get total bloody budgies who will give you something like this and say, oh man, you can have that for $10. And you'll be like, $10? That's friggin' awesome. I mean, this one even came with his gun, which is worth $10 alone. And you're like, oh, that's awesome. You get it home and you stick it on your shelf and you go, oh, wait a second, what's that? Oh shit, he's bloody glued the head on. What an asshole. So that happens to you sometimes. That happened to me, and I was not really happy about it because you know what? That guy's probably going to come back next time and I'll be waiting for him with a shovel. But anyway, you get some really good deals. Like I got this guy for about $5, and I said to the dude, that's bloody awesome, man. Have you got the other one? He's like, what other one? I was like, oh shit, buddy. So we did pretty good. I cleaned up. I don't know if you can see it in the background, but I got a complete Snake. Got a complete Snake Mountain with a working microphone. $50 Australian. For you Americans, that'd be like $25. That shit never happens. The guy literally said to me, I don't even know what it is. And I was like, really? He goes, yeah, make me an offer. And I said, $50. And he was like, oh, I don't know. And I went, I am ripping you off. And he went, just take it. I love it. This is what, 2023, that shit never happens. It never happens when someone says, I don't even know what that is. I'm literally wearing a Skeletor shirt. He was like, I don't know what it is. Whatever. You take it. I was like, great. I even told him I was ripping him off. I got this a while back at the swap meet. This was complete in box. Stickers went on, all sealed up, 150 Australian. Work it out, guys. That's about 75 US. It's pretty good. In Australia, for people watching, if you live in America, just think everything is 3 to 4 times the price. I put a picture up on my Instagram of is it Grogu from Mandalorian? It was $35 Australian, and everyone was like, Jesus Christ, that's like $2 here. Yep, that's what it's like living here in Australia. It's absolutely appalling. Toy prices are ridiculous. In terms of what I don't like now in toys, guys, would be this. A lot of people have been saying on the Transformers forums, it has a really weird plastic. It's all hollow. The wheels are hollow, everything is hollow. Mine, the dude who came with it, the card was bent in half inside the sealed box. I couldn't work out how that could possibly happen. So with the Megatron and the Bumblebee, I took out the carded characters because I can see in the future that people will have lost them. But both of them, both the what's her name, the Baroness and the guy, were bent in half inside the box. I don't even understand how that can happen. I don't know. I'm a bit paranoid, but I'm like, it feels like they did it on purpose at the factory. Like that's just weird. Did you see me turn the Pepsi label out there? It's the choice of the new generation. All right. So yeah, I've been very disappointed in this. I always swap out the figures. That's my reaction. Lady Jane Glow in the Dark. It was like 50% off at some store here in Australia. So I had to get it. Bitterly disappointed that she doesn't glow. There, Brian. Oh, I'll give you the heads up here, guys. Especially if you're in America, the new Super 7 Super Shogun Godzilla, the Mecha Godzilla, it's $100 off here in Australia if you can find it. So in America, I think you guys are paying like 400 US or something. Well, in Australia, it's only 500 Australian. So if you can get your hands on one, it's like $100 cheaper here in Australian dollars than it is in America. So you'd probably be getting it for like $200. So you should get on that. That's a little thing I worked out just recently because we're all rushing to buy it because it's so much cheaper than it is to buy in America. So if you have a middleman in Australia, get on it. So a friend of mine gave me this. There's a guy here in Australia who runs a vintage toy store named Elaine. He's got a vintage store here in Brisbane. I've never seen this before. So I was over at his house and you guys will be like, dude, that's common as shit. But he had the robot mode of this sitting on the shelf. And I was like, what the hell is that? I've never seen that. Because obviously I sold off all my Transformers before this came out. and he grabbed it. He said, "Oh, you can have that," and then he transformed it into the spaceship mode. And I'm like, "Great! I don't know what to do with it now because I can't transform it back because I'm a bit impaired." So, yep, look at that. How's that for a freebie? I love it because it's like, as big as my chest. So anyway, as we go along, I will tell you some secrets about the toy community that you don't know. Tell you some like really funny things that I've observed from the toy community, which especially something about this, the Hasbro Sentinel. That always makes me laugh when I see guys doing a toy review on it. And I'm like, why the fuck would you do that to your really expensive toy? This toy in Australia costs $1,000. So when I see Americans pick it up and they go, "Oh, I wonder if it's got the broken knees," and they get it and they shake the shit out of it, and I'm like, dude, it's an 8-pound toy with tiny little knee joints. If you shake it, that's going to happen to the knees. I didn't shake mine. It's got perfect knees. My friend has 3 of them. He didn't shake them. They all have perfect knees. Because if you shake a fucking heavy toy, you're going to break its knees, man. Hasbro, stop sending these guys to do these reviews. Stop sending them free toys. Send them to me. I love all your toys. I won't shake the shit out of them and then tell everyone you've got an inferior product. That's common sense. Jesus. Anyway, stay tuned for my next video. I want to thank Eat More Toys. If you follow him on Instagram, he does amazing toy reviews. He actually taught me how to actually use the Instagrams properly and make a video. I want to thank my family. You can see here in this picture, for getting me through the years and teaching me to be a tough man. Woo.